this moving. It's Young People Nation.
Welcome to Young People Nation. Listen to us weekly as we commit to bring transparency, healing, and truth to the everyday situations in life that might bring you down. Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration. Thank you for listening to Young People Nation. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And now, here's your host, Eugene and Donna Perry.
Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Giving the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross.
Welcome back to Young People Nation. Yay. Thank you all. We got the Hodge family, Kenya and Tiffany. This is a dynamic couple. They love God. Very intentional husband, father, community developer, electrician, loves math, and eventually probably start his own business since he loved math and science.
Yeah, a few things in development.
Uh-huh.
A few things in development.
I picked that one up.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, download it. Okay. But he will do amazing because his heart is to serve, and you will get an honest service from this man. Thank you, Kenya.
You're welcome.
And we got Tiffany.
Hello.
She is Miss Tiffany Empowers, LLC. She has helped many people. She is, of course, a woman of God. I like order. Wife. Very intentional mother, very engaged mother. She loves nature. She loves nature.
I do.
And she is dynamic in the gift of counseling and mental health.
Yes.
And I'm speaking from a personal experience with her. You get the spiritual and natural with her. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Forever in our lives, God. You know, some people it's forever, and some people it's for a moment. That's cool. But y'all forever. Just let y'all know that, okay?
Right. That's cool with me.
Cool with me.
Yeah, so they call us mom and pop, and we're honored that you all look at us like that because we do love you guys, and thank you all so much. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to be transparent with people and just be honest. You understand? You don't have this same face on all the time. I'm mad and I'm really mad. Okay, this is how I feel. Okay,
That's right.
But there's no judgment, and that's what I love about this relationship. Okay, so
Amen.
and we can keep going because that's how we're connected.
That's right.
We just keep going and talking.
Yeah.
And so, session 2, we're gonna talk about picking up the pieces. Now, in session 1, we talked about September 27th and what that looked like, and you all just slammed it. Saw a lot of selflessness, which is what God is about. And so, because this platform is about doing things God's way, and that may look differently for everyone. And so I love how you all actually had an actual church service in your community because people got to see the love of God. Don't tell me that about Jesus Christ and the scriptures, and I'm over here hungry.
Yeah.
And my children don't have no clothing. They don't have the necessities. I know Jesus loved me, but we are the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. And you all exemplified that in your community. So thank you all so much. You all went forward and changed lives. Even your children was watching, and they'll never forget what you all just did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank
They
you.
won't forget that. That's one thing we remember. Our children tell us about things we done when we was younger. And that when your children come back and tell you things, you all just exemplified the love of Jesus Christ and the importance of community.
I'm glad you brought that up because Jada came to me and she was like, what is Daddy doing outside with the table and the power cord? And I said, oh, he's out there so the neighbors can come and charge their phone. And she just paused. And like her eyes started to water and she said, that's really kind.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, she
Yeah, see
did.
that?
And she
Yeah,
just because she
yeah.
just brought it up. You know, in that moment, so many things is
Yeah,
happening.
a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah.
And she just kept saying, like, that's really kind. And she said it like 4 or 5 different times.
Yes.
But to your point,
Yes.
it's almost like it was downloading in her to remember that that's kindness.
And she know what right's supposed to look like with a
Yes.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You just
Yes.
did that.
Yes, she did.
Wow.
And well, just touching on that again, having the kids involved, because that was important too. So it was like Judah's job and the little kids to, let the neighbors know that it's out, it's available now. So just having them participate in that, it does teach them the right way. And just going back to what you also said, it is contagious, especially when you are just being kind and showing the love of God. You know what I mean? It is contagious because, you know, when you really have that, I guess, seed in you, when it's kind of watered, it grows, and then now you feel the need to say, okay, how can I help out?
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened in the community. It was just, you know, however it was initiated, everybody just jumped in and wanted to be a part of just making sure we was all good as a family.
Yeah.
Right.
That's powerful. What were you gonna say, hon?
Well, that's a community that we all strive for, that one would do for the other, and therefore there is peace and harmony. That's when too far the world ain't like that, but we are like that in communities.
Yes. Yes, because just like I got to know the young lady across the street better, even though my husband Nina knew her, but me and her had a very engaging conversation as a single mother. And she's about to, you know, be in the military, and we just talked about God. So now we are exchanging phone numbers, and we told her, hey, when you get ready to go do what you need to do, here's our number. We're here to help serve you. And so you don't know what you're doing when you are being selfless.
Yeah.
Now, we need to know who we're graced for, because some people you're not graced for what they come with, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But just know what you're graced for. And so in this session, we're talking about picking up the pieces from that time. And, you know, we can't really go back. You know, there's some things that it was like you had to catch it.
Yeah.
Because it was in the moment, like everything was shut down.
Yeah.
Right.
Just stop.
Yeah.
So being selfless in this time of need, talk about what you all learned from that, because I just love that. It reminded us of when we was in the military, every station we went to, God always graced us to connect with community. Our daughters never went to daycare, ever. I was able, and he was able to connect with community, because I was not the type of wife that wanted to stay home. That's not my calling. Okay. Even though my husband, he told me I could, he said, you know, make sure the kids are good. And I knew him in the military, he had to go. So if he had to do something, okay, it was for me to arrange and make sure things were good. But that sense of community, that I could go to work and my daughters were taken care of and well taken care of. You see, he had to go to Korea. That meant he had to leave his wife and 2 children. Community watching out for us.
That's right.
You know?
That's how we all grew up. I know that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
The babysitter used to watch me, my brothers, then down to me, because I was the last of the tribe. But that's how I grew up as well.
So picking up the pieces, picking up, because like you stated, I almost call you Dr. Tiff.
Oh, geez.
Okay. You know, it just comes out. But picking up the pieces from this, and like you shared, some people mentally, they still haven't caught it, but it's beginning to register, because some people didn't get paid during this time. What am I going to do? Oh,
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yes.
Again, having to, how do I move forward?
yes.
Because I cannot we can't reverse time. And a lot of times we like to live in that past moment, and really just what does forward look like? And so that's another anxious question, because we can't answer that. So how do I live right now?
Yes.
Day to day, today only, in this minute,
Yes.
in this moment. What are these decisions that I can make right now?
So that's all we got
That's
right
all
now.
you have. You
Okay.
have right now to make the decision, hoping it's the best decision for today.
Okay.
And hoping that in the future it pays off, that the decision that you made back then resonates there, if that makes sense. So what does that look like? Staying in that present moment.
Yes.
And that's the only way to handle forward movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1 minute, 1 second at a time in the present day.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot do anything about 2 weeks from now because we don't know what 2 weeks is going to look like.
Yes.
I.e. Helene. They told us Helene was going to go another direction.
Mm-hmm.
So we were cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not coming this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it caught us off guard, like life does.
Yes.
And so 4 years ago, he made a decision to get a generator. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
He wheeling it around. I'm like, he pulling cords. I'm like, whatever. And
Preparation.
here we are.
Yes.
So the decision he made in that moment back then
Mm-hmm.
prepared for 4 years today. And that's the only way you can prepare for it.
Yes.
What today, right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to prepare for this just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we could do. If it happens, I'm prepared.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't, I'm still prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Or the generation that will come after me will be prepared because I've left these things here
Mm-hmm.
for them. I've taught them how to use it. I've taught them how to cut a tree. I've taught them how to turn on a generator.
Yes.
I've taught them kindness. I've taught them these things.
Mhm.
But you can only do that in the present moment. So
Yes.
really trying to get people to stay in today. We can't do anything about September 27th.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the day that we have to be accountable.
Yes.
And only for today. And what does that look like?
I send a text to both our daughters of that very thing today. This is the day that
This
the
is
Lord
the day.
has made. Rejoice
And be glad
be
in it.
glad and be grateful in
Yes.
it. That's what I just sent
Yeah,
that to
because
both
this is
our
your
daughters.
present.
Yeah.
This is
Right
it.
now.
This is the gift. You get another 24. And what are we going to do?
But it's amazing how God was speaking to him.
Mhm.
That you got the generator 4 years ago.
Yeah, I thought he was crazy.
Yeah, he went out and bought one too. We've had that since the winter, when that ice storm happened.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Mhm.
And so, but we don't recognize. Sometimes God, well, not sometimes.
Mm.
God he be preparing us. You go get this little thing, that little
Mhm.
thing. You're like, why am I buying this? But okay.
Yeah.
He's way prepared like that.
Yeah, and just
Wow.
piggybacking off of what she's saying is exactly right. But I also throw in consideration, consideration of tomorrow, consideration of others, you know, and just what
That's
decisions need to be made today for that. So,
Yes.
like, even when I left my last job, I was always getting flashlights for some reason. I was grabbing flashlights. No
Yeah.
real reason other than because I can get them.
Yeah.
And I thought that spoke volumes because, a couple of my coworkers, like, yeah, let's go to the Mac Center, get some flashlights.
Yeah.
And then a week later, or 2 weeks later, maybe, this happened.
Yes. Look at that.
So it is, and it's just being an electrician, moving forward, beyond being an electrician, I think picking up the pieces looks like, okay, we have this newfound feel of community. While it's still vibrant, let's continue this.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I
good.
mean? That's something
Yes.
we should continue.
Yes.
Let's not go back and kind of be hoarded into your house. Let's still have that open engagement like we did. Just because the internet is back, just because the power of the TV's back on, all right, I'll see you in the next whatever.
Yes.
I think we should continue that sense of communication and just looking out, just making sure, because, we do have single mothers in the neighborhood. We do
Yes.
have older people in the neighborhood. And, sometimes pride gets in the way. For the longest time, some of the older people in the neighborhood, just because where he works, he would drop off boxes of food or whatever, perishables.
Right.
Thank you. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
it wasn't because we didn't need it or because we did need it. It was just like, all right, here.
Right.
Yes.
And I know what we would do is we would take what we wanted, and then we would also kind of, re-gift it, give it to somebody who
Yes.
we knew
Right,
might have
right.
been in some need.
Yes. Pass it on.
Yeah, and even with, like I said, some other neighbors, just here, take this. We have extra, just take this. It's
Right.
not even a matter of do you need. I'm not even going to ask you. I'm just going to give it to you. Because, I don't want to make anybody feel some type of way like a charity case.
Right.
Because
Yes,
nowadays,
yes.
we've been conditioned to rely on this system. And relying on this system got us, we weren't prepared.
Right.
Yes.
So
Right.
as
That's
an
good.
electrician, make that investment. There are plenty of options out there, from generators, whether it be, if you're going to go solar, make sure you have that battery bank, because that's a misconception. Just because you have the solar panels on your house, it's going to feed your house when the grid is not working.
Yeah.
So make sure you have a power battery bank source that's going to actually capture the energy and then transfer it back into your house.
You're gonna be our permanent electrician, okay? We're gonna be coming to you, okay? Because you are very knowledgeable. Yes, could it be that this is what God is calling us back to? Because we got away from that.
So disconnected.
Yeah, so disconnected, and you're over here, I'm over there,
and we see each other every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we think social media is the community, and it is not.
It's not. No,
It's not.
it's the person right next door.
Right. So it turned us off. It turned off that thing that we call community.
Yes.
And now you have to get out of your door and check on those that are in your community. Face-to-face communication.
Yes.
Which we have lost.
Yes.
Eye contact, we've lost because we're all eye in a phone.
Yes.
And so it was a gift and a curse in some ways. And I think God does what he wants.
Yes.
Because he's trying to get our attention. You guys are way off mark here. I got to do this to you.
Yeah.
But I need y'all to come outside.
Yes.
And really gauge what's happening.
Yes.
And people say, God didn't cause a disaster. Okay, we can argue semantics, but this has happened. It's real, whichever way you want to go. But it's to bring us back out to his point, bringing back out that community. But we are an engaged community. That's
good.
We make our kids go outside. It's just what we do, because you have to know the people you live around.
Yes.
But, I grew up like that. He grew up like that. So we're not bringing in something that we just magically did.
Yes.
That's how we grew up. You knew the people beside you. If you liked them or not, you knew them because in times like this, we all have a resource that we can pull together. And can we settle our differences for this time?
Yes.
And if we can settle our differences for this time, then that's the most important, and we can be able to move forward past the difference.
Yes.
Because sometimes disasters come, so you can settle the difference.
Yes.
So you can move on. Because we stay in limbo a lot off of past arguments that have no weight. But things like this come so we can settle it.
Yes. And that's perfect segue to picking up the pieces because a lot of times we stay where we want to. We use choice to be there. And just moving forward, it's just like, I'm probably one of the most optimistic people that you can ever be. There is blessing in everything. There's a lesson in everything. There's always inspiring takeaway, even in some of the worst circumstances.
Yes.
And that's how I try to look at things. Even though we had a generator and most would say we were prepared, I still was like, hey, I need to get me one of the big farm tanks to put in here because, while we did have a generator, the gas, that only put us a couple hours ahead of this.
Yes.
Having that will put me about maybe 10 days ahead of it. So now we can, it's always some type of takeaways and I try to mind myself in that because it's not to shift off of, okay, good job and look at the bad. It's just like, okay, how can we prepare and just being better? I try to always work towards efficiency.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just even as a person, like, you good grades, but okay, you can get a better grade.
Yes.
Right.
So I've learned how to just kind of stay in the moment and then bring that up at an appropriate time. Because
that's good.
Everybody thinks differently.
Yes.
And things could be taken out of context or received the wrong way.
Perspective.
And that's another thing I did want to touch on, what you was talking about too, just, being in that moment and looking in the past, we can't take it back. But at the same time, when we notice things about our community, about ourselves, about each other, there's nothing wrong with that. Because now we can change.
Absolutely.
Things have been revealed to us. And so that's an opportunity to say, okay, we did this well. This didn't go well, and it's all right. So now how can we move forward as far as community, as personally, everything? So in the devastation, you could pick up from the ashes.
After action plan, that's kind of your thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And all that's going to be to a test until after November the 3rd, and it's going to be another test. So,
yeah.
So it'd be this is devastating as a storm.
Well,
For some.
But this here, everybody was on the same level playing. You
Yeah.
know, because you believe this way or that way, or you're this color, that color, you believe this or that. It didn't matter. Everybody was at the gas station.
There you go.
Standing in line.
In the dark.
And the
Sometimes in the
person,
light.
right. And you may have not had cash.
Yeah.
But the person that you may look at crazy got cash and they can help you.
Yeah.
So it's the same level playing.
That's right.
I believe that's the lesson we were to learn. I know I learned that,
Yeah.
you know, because everybody take away something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
but man has a short memory.
Well,
I
I'm
agree
only
with that.
accountable for me. I can't do nothing for anybody else. And that's the thing. We just have to know. I can only work on me. I have no. Even with me being with him for 41 years, I have no control over there. You understand? You know, it's going to be his perspective, and that's him and God.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know when we were standing in line for gas and all, and one of the guys he said, "Wow, I only got this little can here, and my grandma was sitting in the car, and she got the car running." I said, "It ain't gonna last too long, man, and that little can ain't gonna do no good." And also, I gave him $20 to go to buy a can.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
And we went from there. You know, I never seen the guy before, and it didn't make a difference. You know, I'm like that every day anyway.
Yeah, you are.
So
You're a
so
giver.
it didn't really make that much of a difference to me how much it cost, as long as he was
Okay.
able to supply for his loved ones. That's why I was mainly concerned. And then they had the other crazy part. It was a guy passed out from the heat.
Yeah.
From the heat and all. And
stress.
yes. The ambulance came at the wrong entrance, but eventually it got down to where he was at. He just passed him by, laying on the ground, and went to the main building because that's where they told him to go. So eventually got there to the fuel tank, and they were able to go from there. Yeah. But everybody going together, everybody pulling together in times of turmoil is what people do.
Okay, well, this is session 2. You see how we could just keep talking because that's relational. Well, thank you all so much for session 2. Okay. And again, we always like to give out the mental health hotlines because we never know who is listening. Right. Please reach out to the 988 hotline if you're having any problems. Text 741-741. That's free 24/7. You have the NAMI, that's the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and you can reach out to their website and the state that you live in. Call 211 for a general community resource, and please do not suffer in silence. Again, we would like to thank all of our sponsors. First of all, we thank God. Let me go back. We thank God because without him, we cannot do anything, nothing, absolutely nothing. We're nothing without him. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Father, and thank you, Jesus, for what you did for us. Okay, we're not going to have Bible study, but I have to give glory and praise to whom it is due. And so we're very grateful. We're thankful for our community that has helped us and encouraged us because this was not what we wanted to do, but this is what God called us to do. So thank you all so much. Mr. Perry?
Well, especially men, I'm really talking to them. Before your children go and make a decision on a situation, they should remember your face when they're making that decision. What did my father do, or what did my father teach me? And before they go through with that decision, they should see your face when they're making that decision, because they are a product of you. And this has been Young People Nation. And remember, there is always hope.
Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Give the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross. He the #1 prospect. He the top boss. I was broke, I was empty. He the one that paid the cost. Really thought that I was cool. There was nothing like the Savior. Now it's time for the truth. The whole world been waiting. It's Young People Nation. 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 The whole world been waiting. Whatever you going through, I know what he gonna do. Don't matter the circumstance, we going back to the root. Keep going, keep going. Let that seed keep growing. You need peace and we know it. Now it's time to live holy. Young People Nation. You know what time it is. Young People Nation, get ready, the time is here. Get ready, we vibing here. We about to let God in here. Young People Nation, it's Young People Nation. Yeah, do it for the heavens, you know where we going. Influenced by His love, you know we gotta show it. It's time to put the youth onto what God is doing. Cause I can tell you now, right now, that God is moving. It's Young People Nation.